Speaking of cheeks, okay, before I start this review off, I'm just gonna do what I did with the Skinamarink review and tell you the stuff I could have been doing instead of watching this movie. I could have been walking my dogs. I mean, I came home in the middle of the night and watched this movie, but hey, I would have rather walked them in the middle of the night than watch this movie. I could have been watching a boring documentary, and that would have probably been a lot more funner than this movie. Well, maybe not funner, but I could have massaged my grandpa. He's dead, so you can see how seriously bad this movie was, that I would be willing to massage a dead person. I could have painted a fence for a little boy named Tom Sawyer. I could have dusted this picture of my uncle right here, which I don't know if it needs dusting. Nope, doesn't need dusting, but it would have been a better time spent. What else could have I done instead of watch this travesty of a SpongeBob spin-off movie, which, by the way, featured more SpongeBob than you would think it would feature. Just saying, that's nothing wrong with a little SpongeBob in it, but at the same time, he takes the show and there's less of him in the movie. That's the weird part about this movie to me. I found it very, very weird. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't know, I could have watched an actually good SpongeBob movie. Because I'm not gonna lie, the second I watched this movie, I literally was like,
welcome to the apocalypse, Mr. Squidward.
Yeah, that. I could have, let's see, what's something else? I could have been, sweeping my house. I mean, that would have actually been a better use of my time than watching this train wreck of a movie. I could have washed my car in the middle of the night. That would have been a better use of my time than this movie. I could have went to Whataburger 3 times and just bought a biscuit and gravy 3 times. That would have also been a better use of my time than this movie. Right now, I kind of want that now. No. I could have invented a cure for cancer. Actually, no, I couldn't. I'm full of shit. I can't invent a cure for cancer. If I could invent a cure for cancer, I would not be sitting here right now telling you a review for the Sandy Clapped My Cheeks movie. That's how I feel. I feel like I got my cheeks clapped by this movie with how bad it was. Let's see. I could have stared at the moon for 2.5 hours and went blind rather than watch this movie. And here's a fact: I don't think staring at the moon can make you go blind. So that's kind of funny. Not gonna lie. I could have wrote what I want done after my passing in a will that isn't certified, but I would have it memorized in case I ever got a hold of a confident lawyer. But again, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I probably have another 90 years on this world at least, but who knows? I think that's all I could think of stuff I could have been doing rather than watching this movie. Now I'm going to talk about this movie. By the way, spoilers ahead. I don't know how long it's been on, But now is the time to exit out of the video if you don't want spoilers. But let's be real, you really don't want to see this movie. Come on. Really? Do you really want to see this movie after that rant of stuff I would have rather been doing? I mean, seriously, come on, people. Come on. Don't watch this movie. But watch the first two instead. They're a lot better than this movie. A lot better. But let's get into this review, shall we? Okay, so I'm going to get to the spoilers because I feel those of you who have no plans on watching this movie deserve to know how bad it is. So, imagine a lazy college student using AI and deciding to use a jib jab to make a SpongeBob movie. That would have been a lot better than this, except for the AI part. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kidding you, because that is what this movie was. A lazy college student using a mixture of AI, jib jab, and for some reason, I guess some college kid grabbed his Apple computer and pretended like it was literally a regular Windows computer, because he says, please stop putting your Pop-Tarts in the DVD port. And as you all should know about Apple computers, they don't have that weird tower thing like all the other computers do. They're a little bit all-in-one, which means you have to buy something to have a DVD port for that Apple computer. And I'm going to tell you right now that the first song number is where the movie lost me. That's where I was like, I'm out, I'm done. That was the part where I knew this movie was going to be shit. This movie was donkey shit. It was donkey shit put in a microwave, and then they, for some reason, added hot sauce and vinegar, and then put it in the microwave for an extra amount of time, and then they decided to add pickles to that, and then, for who knows whatever godforsaken reason, they decided to take a giant piss on it, and then eat it. That's how bad this movie was. It was that. It was pretty nasty. Yeah, so basically we get to there's also, I'm just gonna spoil this because this is where the jib jab of the movie comes in. You guys remember those jib jab cartoons from back in the day, right? Well, they literally did something like that with this evil villain chick. I don't know her name. I don't care to know her name. The movie just kind of lost me at a certain point, and for some reason they just pasted her head on this worser CGI looking or animated. I can't even describe how bad it was, but you just see her head on this robot's body, and I'm like, where the fuck did this movie go? I literally blink for just a second to check out something on IMDb or something. I can't remember what I was doing, but I looked down for 1 second, and here we are. The evil villain is a cyborg. And then for some reason, the head gets knocked off and thrown into this fish tank and eaten by the fish, and now the head is in the fish's throat or something, or sticking out of the fish's mouth, and she's a fish now. And that's where the movie really went downhill. And for some reason, I don't care to know the actor's name. I don't know his name. He's in some stuff. He was in Free Guy as Tina Fey's live-at-home son for some reason, and he was just there. He didn't really bring anything to the movie. It was just kind of like, oh, he's in it. How annoying. And one of the characters looks like a friend of mine from high school. And the funny part is it was a chick that looked like a friend of mine from high school, and I couldn't help but laugh in my head about it. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of the spoilers. Now I want to talk about why I really, really don't like this movie. For one thing, the fact is, I never thought I would say this, but I would have rather been watching Sponge on the Run than watching this movie. I know I already did a whole what I would rather be doing, but at least Sponge on the Run wasn't as bad. I hated Sponge on the Run, which says a lot about this movie, because I really hate this movie. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the Skinamarink of SpongeBob movies. Oh shit, I said Skinamarink. Great, now that thing's gonna follow me to bed. I hope you're all happy. I hope you're all happy. Most of all, I hope you're happy, Nickelodeon, because that thing's following me to bed, and it's kind of your fault for making this bad movie. Bad movie. If I had a newspaper right now, I'd smack you with it. Real. Anyway, so what do I rate this movie? Well, it's not worse than Skinamarink, but it is the Skinamarink of SpongeBob movies. But I'm pretty sure it won't haunt me like two movies already do. I'm not going to say their names because I definitely don't want the other one following me to bed tonight and giving me nightmares. So I rate this SpongeBob movie a -6. I rate it a -6. And you know how rare it is when I get into the negatives. I think you know which movies I gave negative number reviews of. It's a negative solid 6. That's how bad this movie is. And to tell you the truth, I feel Netflix should have bought something that was legitimately good, or at least mediocre at best, rather than spend whatever amount they did on this movie. I think Paramount originally wanted to release it in theaters, but then they realized they couldn't release this in theaters. That would ruin their reputation. So then they thought, let's put it on Paramount Plus. And then they're like, wait a second, if it'll ruin our reputation if we put it in theaters, won't it ruin our reputation for Paramount Plus? You know what? Let's not put any more garbage on Paramount Plus. Let's put this garbage where all the other garbage seems to be going lately, and let's put it on Netflix. So Netflix held out their net and caught themselves a boot, because this is not a swordfish. This is a solid boot. And I'm gonna be truthful, I would have given this movie the boot if I was Netflix. I wouldn't have bought it. And if some executive at my company accidentally bought this movie for Netflix originals, I would probably fire that executive and shelve this movie. Put this movie on the shelf for tax purposes, like fucking Warner Brothers. I would have pulled whatever the name of the CEO of Warner Brothers is. I don't care for him. I don't care to know his name. Don't you get on me about that. I don't care about him. So why should I bother to learn his name? I would shelve this movie, which is something they definitely should not have done with the Coyote movie. That is a travesty, in my opinion. But that is enough about me talking about The Sandy Clapped My Cheeks movie. But anyway, that is it for my review today. And yes, the butt pack is a real thing. And if you click on the link in the description, that's just an exaggerated price because I thought it would be funny. But if you guys really, really want one real badly, I'll have random sales for it. Random sales where the price will be a little more reasonable than what it costs right now. Actually, a lot more reasonable, not to spoil anything. But do check out the link in the description because I feel it's worth a laugh. It's pretty funny. But that is it for today. Until next time, stay tight.